Ryan Reynolds, Red Carpet, Provocation. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. If you haven't watched my analysis of Ryan Reynolds, what have you been doing? Get over there and watch it. For those that you have had, well done. The Ultra approves. And you all know that following studious consideration of the evidence, that Reynolds is a narcissist. He is what's known as upper mid-range. He doesn't know that he's a narcissist, but he's a more polished one. Extensive range of manipulations, a facade of this cheeky chappy that's generally likeable and good at what he does. Yet, he is driven by the pursuit of control in relation to anybody that comes up on his radar, the necessity of the nullification of threat to control, which he does with some degree of charm, some degree of humour, some degree of charisma and magnetism, but in certain instances, like the haughty and arrogant upper mid-ranger, he will nullify that threat to control by the application of heated, ignited fury, lambasting people, insulting them, putting them down, humiliating them. In a public setting, he devalues people with supposed subtlety, using the snark for which has become his trademark appearance, but in actual fact, what he's doing is asserting control over people by belittling them, but passing it off as humour. He needs fuel. That's his lifeblood. And his narcissism causes him to pursue those character traits and also those residual benefits. His narcissism is the beating heart of what he does, how he behaves, how he conducts himself. His narcissism governs the way that he treats his wife, Blake Lively, and the way that he treats his children, his friends, the public, and, of course, Justin Baldoni. As you're well aware, there has been an ongoing brouhaha in respect of the film It Ends With Us, and also in respect of the litigation that has ensued. This results in Ryan Reynolds conducting himself in a particular way to try and address the threats to control which arise as a consequence of the things that have been stated in the litigation, as part of trying to manage the public perception. And it is demonstrative of the arrogance of this upper mid-range narcissist that he and his wife turn up on the red carpet at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special. Let's have a look at them as they're on that carpet, greeting the press pack. Here it is.
Blake together! Blake together!
Blake and Ryan to the right!
Blake solo!
Blake, Ryan!
Guys, to your left! To your left!
That short clip is rather useful. First of all, Reynolds steps out on his own, and you'll see that there's a moment of uncertainty that comes across his face, which is a consequence of an anxiety about how he is going to be perceived, about how the public and the press pack are going to deal with him in light of the adverse publicity. But that soon melts away as he's in receipt of the fuel that flows from however many people there are in that press pack and the public watching on. You can hear the various photographers crying out to him and also to his wife. Now, since the analysis of Blake Lively is ongoing, I'm not going to talk about her role in all of this unless it fits with that of Reynolds, because we haven't made a determination as to what she actually is. And in the circumstances, that means that I'm just going to focus on Reynolds' behaviour seen through the prism of his narcissism. As I mentioned, he shows uncertainty to begin with, but once that fuel starts to flow, even though it's from non-intimate tertiary sources, this signals to him that the press pack is under control. They're wanting pictures. You can hear the click-clack of the photographs being taken. The fact that they're calling out his name and that of his wife signals that they're under control and provides him with fuel. It settles that initial anxiety that he's felt. But this is an act of provocation, which is entirely commensurate with the haughty arrogance of the upper mid-range narcissist. I think it's fair to say that in the court of public opinion, Reynolds and Lively are losing, that many people are Team Baldoni. There are those that have never really liked Reynolds, thinking there's something unsavoury behind the facade that he's demonstrated. There are others who found Lively to be something of an unpleasant individual, or at best a vanilla individual that has been somewhat over-promoted as a consequence of her association with Reynolds. There are plenty of people who've liked their output, may not want to be friends with them, but weren't against them. But those views appear to certainly have changed for many people as a consequence of the behaviours that have been exhibited towards Justin Baldoni and the disclosures that have come out of what has taken place in relation to the publication or production of It Ends With Us and surrounding the litigation. In some instances, the advice would be lie low, let it blow over, reach a compromise, rebuild from there. Don't do anything that is likely to cause people to be provoked by you. Don't do anything which is likely to put fuel on the fire. But the arrogance of Ryan Reynolds is such that his appearance on the red carpet at SNL 50 with his wife, naturally, he needs to ensure that they put forward a united front, that they are working together in all of this, is a provocation. It's a giant fuck you to Baldoni and his critics. It's to say, we are with our friends. We are with the elite. Do you see Baldoni here? No, you don't. These are our people. They are with us. Of course, the arrogance of the narcissist is such that he completely fails to grasp that this is a bit of an ass move. Because by provoking people, by flaunting their attendance on the red carpet and essentially saying, notice we were invited, Baldoni wasn't. Look at the names that are here. These are our people. These are our supporters. They haven't turned their backs on us because we are in the right. What it then causes is for the public to think, who do you think you are? Look at you, rubbing our noses in it, and you're completely out of touch. You think that you're part of the elite, and once again you're demonstrating that you're completely disconnected from who we are. Once again, with this type of narcissist, even though he's upper mid-range, it enables him to assert control in the moment with this provocative appearance, and commensurate with the nasty streak that runs through Reynolds, he wants to be able to say to people, hey, look at us, we're on top. This isn't affecting us. You think your complaints below the line are doing anything to upset me and my wife? Fuck you. You think your comments on social media are getting to us? Balls to it. Look, here we are. We're at SNL 50. Your hero, Baldoni, nowhere to be seen. This is what is being conveyed. But as ever, there's the law of collateral consequences. And as reported in page 6, Hollywood insiders feel Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' attendance at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special was not a good look. An insider explains the couple should have sat this one out. On Sunday, Lively and Reynolds made their first red carpet appearance since the Gossip Girl alum filed her sexual harassment lawsuit against her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. There was also a joke made in the course of the show. I'm going to be analysing that separately. A source explained it's very plausible that Justin's legal team will use this public outing to defend Baldoni. Justin is taking this lawsuit in all seriousness and isn't making a public mockery out of it. Apparently, an insider explained that Lively was initially hesitant to attend the anniversary show, but ultimately she's glad she went and had a really nice time. Blake and Ryan have no regrets. Well, of course, from Reynolds' perspective, he's a narcissist. He never regrets anything, not seriously, about making an appearance. And they're glad they showed up because they have nothing to hide and no reason not to. Blake and Ryan were two of the last people to leave Studio 8H, where SNL is filmed. The source reveals they walked out with Paul McCartney and his wife, and a bunch of crew members asked to take pictures with Ryan, which he happily did. It's all about the facade management. It's all about look at us. It's all about see, we are this power couple. But the fact is, this was a provocation by him. It was a provocation because of the haughty arrogance of the upper mid-range narcissist. And the problem that he's got is that ultimately people will see this as an unnecessary arrogant and haughty act, that he's basically saying to people, this isn't affecting us. You think your comments and complaints get to us? No, they don't. Actually, they do, because they're a threat to control. But his narcissism causes him to put on this arrogant response to crush that. And we'll see what happens in due course, whether the fans are buying all of this in terms of will they support his future films. But it certainly seems to me that they've lost in the court of public opinion, and the damage is already done. This is compounding it, because rather than stay out of the way, they're rubbing the public's face in it by saying, look at us, we don't give a shit what you think. And that attitude, as I say, for Lively, we'll come to her in due course once the analysis of her is complete, but certainly with regard to Reynolds, such an attitude is entirely commensurate with the arrogance of his upper mid-range narcissism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.